Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody
Anthony
out
show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick it.
Every Tuesday.
Everything is going
Every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
Every
Show. It's
Tuesday.
during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
bar
in.
before we gotta
Tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on and
Tuesday.
kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Once again, this is Roy Anthony. Man, I need to change my caption. I don't know why they still got that. Life is like smoke, see it, then it's gone. That's it was last week's show. And so this today is May the 28th, 2024. This is Roy Anthony's live podcast, show podcast, along with my co-stars, Big Hank Norman and Miss Cynthia Joy Towner. We represent the WO platform, which was created by veterans to bring awareness to how our veterans commit suicide on a daily rate. And the head producer, Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, along with the co-creator Goose, along with our social producers, Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly. Then we have our good neighbors, the BV Nation, back with veterans based out of Oregon, the Long Beach All-Stars, which is Long Beach, Linwood, Watts, Compton, based out of Southern California. Then the WO platform, which is around the whole United States and other countries, and our own personal family, friends, and associates. Hey, forgive me for the look, how it's looking right now. We're changing up the we're changing up the end of this. Today is the end of the season 9 of the Roy Anthony Show. We're going to probably pick up season 10 around the middle of July. So forgive me for it being dark, because I've been just doing a lot of work here lately, and I was being loyal. And so, like I said, the season 9 is ending today. We'll be back in the middle of July, probably during the week, because July the 14th, we know that Carl Loomis, one of our good friends, is getting married, him and Caitlin, based in Oregon. So right now, it's just been like one of those where I was talking about Americans, you know, and I was looking at everything that's a culture with us should not be looked at as, oh, that ain't American. You know, anything that was done in America is American. You know, from soul food to the dances, the music. You know, when hip hop was created, you know, they didn't supply instruments into the neighborhoods. So cats had to learn how to cut records and then get a crafty beat and then entertain each other with lyrics and song and stuff like that. And this became $1 billion industry, from the music to clothes to culture itself, and got the whole world recognizes something we created here in America. You know, when they talk about rock and roll, you know, rock and roll came from blues, like jazz. It comes from blues there, R&B from the blues. These guys on plantation, the only thing they can do is pop a string in on a stick, pluck a couple of beats, and get to singing, you know. And it was discovered in America when we deal with our food. It be tripping me out when I see people like Top Chef and all them, and they be talking about these cuisines, and they be like the Cadbury this and that, and they have a little piece of asparagus and stuff. Look, I would like to see a chef show about soul food. You know, I'd be having a contestant lineup. I'd be one of the judges, be like, "Oh, these greens is terrible." The display got to be collard greens and some hot water cornbread and some smothered pork chops, and then see how the contestants how they cooking it. Oh, this is terrible. This ain't no hot water cornbread, you know, for real. Which is an American cuisine, you know. It's like when I'm in LA, I'm always have this particular taco truck I go to. And then when I'm out of town, they be having places like El Torito and all that. And it just doesn't taste the same like the original art of food, right? Now, America, we say, you know, we created baseball, we created basketball. That's the truth and stuff. They just now starting to play basketball a lot over in Africa. And so Dr. James Namath, a white doctor, a professor who came up with the creation of basketball. Look how it's involved. It speaks to the world. Everybody wants to imagine themselves running and dunking the ball and stuff. Got people getting paid millions of dollars. That's American. You know, I was been bringing this subject up because I was reading a full expose down there in Florida, and young lady, Coco Gauff, who won the pro tennis tournament last year, was speaking about how and she's from Florida, how she doesn't even want to go back around Florida, you know, telling blacks not to visit because they're going backwards, telling Americans, which is black Americans, you ain't in our history book. You are irrelevant. Not everything you accomplished. And so I be feeling like, you know, take all of our inventions, you know, and when you got to go backwards and they disqualifying us when most of the inventions is us, you know. The first wristwatch was by Benjamin Banneker. He took a grandfather clock and miniaturized the pieces himself and created the first wristwatch while he was a slave. Could you imagine that? You know, George Washington Carver, 1,000 uses of a peanut. You know, they always show deceitfulness and everything, because I've always said, how could Edison hear the telephone ringing if he was asleep? How did you create it? The other dude kept tinkering. He said he put this wire with this one, and he spoke in it, and the dude was asleep. And he like, hello. Oh yeah, ran and got the patent. Matter of fact, he was known as a patent thief. You know, you can't disqualify American, you know, for real. We're in this together. But let the demons speak up and get into people. We got people fighting about sexuality. We got people fighting about income. We got people fighting about neighborhoods. Who's Democrat? Who's Republican? You know, I don't see where we got the spiritual God in it. And then when we're ashamed and stuff of our ideas and stuff like that, we're ashamed of who came up with this or that. You know, a lot of y'all some people have had heart attacks. You know who created I forget the guy's name, but not saying that my white brothers and sisters did no inventions. That's not what I'm saying. The thing is that in a period of our time, those who has the money tells the story. Those who has the power to say this is how things is going to be, tells the story. That's why our military is sought after by all types of people around the world. You know, we have that knack, you know, like we're going to get it done. And I just been like, man, you know, America, we have our faults, and everybody tries to want to be a part of America. I was watching former President Donald Trump, what he's going through. And one of the things I've learned is that just because you have a felon or you're a felon or you got felonies on you, it just says you can't vote. Doesn't mean you can't run for political office. That's something that, you know, some of you guys who just got out of jail don't know your niche. You may want to run as a politician, you know, and so if you just can't vote for yourself, that's the only thing, you know. They, I was looking at how if you want fair and equal voting, why is there so many restrictions on the voting? Why is it people who was trying to put in fake electoral votes? You know, you just can't want to win fairly. If you got to cheat, I was always told if you got to cheat, you already knew you wasn't qualified. If you got to cheat American people on their votes, then you're not qualified. You know, you're telling a group of people saying what's good for us. That's that plantation type mentality. You know, they want to own other people and tell them what's good for them. You know, that's taken away from our freedom. That's a dictatorship. You want to say they don't know what they're voting for. When the people ran into the Capitol, you know, what was they hoping to succeed? A takeover. That's what it seems like to me. And when it looked like a zombie apocalypse and stuff like that, seemed like they want to take over because zombies want to eat your brains and stuff. And they going to tear through the whole walls and buildings just to eat your brains. So if you was trying to take care of the Capitol, like we should talk with President Putin about releasing the young journalists now. Why do we got to wait for you to be elected to bring somebody home? See, all this stuff, man, playing with human character, humanity and stuff, man. Politics should be about laws, setting barriers, all this personal attacks, stuff like that. Man, it's embarrassing. Me personally, never been a person who likes to be in squabbles in the public with someone if I was dating or a family member. I can't stand that. Let alone letting the whole world look at me squabble and stuff about some stuff that is really irrelevant. Men's talking about abortions. You know, come on, man. You know, let the women delegation consider that. Why are so many men involved with that and they give these certain comments? You know, I just found it crazy that with me being an American, I have the right for freedom of speech. I don't go out and commit murders. I don't go out there and go raping and child molestation and stuff like that. I be thinking these are bigger situations we need to deal with. Why do we keep sending men to prison over petty stuff, especially Black and Latino men goes to prison, lack of child support, a petty theft. I'm seeing more people killing people over material things. You know, if you got I was just hearing a story about a father and a son. Somebody stole their particular car, you know, I guess the Batmobile look thing, right? And they had a tracker on it. And then they tracked him down. And one of the guys who was just happened to be, he joyride inside it. He did not steal the car. He ended up getting killed by the father and son over material things, man. And stuff. And we pride ourselves on bringing up history, Bonnie and Clyde, Billy the Kid, and all that. This is before we had civil, the democracy laws set up. But when you constantly moving the laws and looking and telling us, this man can get away with this, but you cannot. This man has a day in trial, but these certain police officers doesn't even let them have that liberty. Man telling me I'm licensed to carry a gun and he's getting his permit and he shoots him because he's talking about he was fearful of his life. Come on, man. Even all of a sudden, even the golfer, when he got arrested, it was them saying that he was trying to run over some cops, but no body cam sees it. I don't think the dude recognized who he was until they found out that he was the golfer. And next thing you know, the captain of police is saying that, oh, he was disciplined. The detective, he was disciplined. Yeah, come on, man. For real. Why would they? What happened to? Was he getting ran over, but what? Or was this a lie? Is this reason another lie you was about to tell when the certain police Americans told another American family that their son was in a brutal accident? He was in a major accident. Picture you getting this call 1 o'clock in the morning that your loved one who's leaving from his job been in a major car accident. No one's going to sleep this night. It's not like you're going to say, oh, for real? Oh, okay. What was that? No, they said that our son just got killed in a car accident. We'll deal with it in the morning. Okay, go back. Who's going? Come on now. It's grieving and mourning. Oh, no, you feel me? To find out 3 weeks later, somebody broke into the spot where they was actually holding the police footage from the cams, was holding it in one of these police officers' garage, and somebody broke in and stole it. Someone who knew it was there broke in and stole those tapes and then put them up to the reporters and launched it out to the public. Now, what we seen was a major cover-up. You think just these one group of police officers was like this? Where it showed them actually dragging this man. He's saying, why are you doing me like this? I'm your brother. I'm your American brother, but you want to drag me around and stuff, beat me and drag me by my feet across rocks and pavement and stuff, for real. Tortured the man, strangling him and everything, calling him as the N-words and stuff, and then you know you wrong when you hide it. Then, because to me that's murder. You hiding it, and then when it's found out, one of them when he got served that you are fired, relieved of your duty, and you're facing a case, he committed suicide. This is America. And I choose to be here. We make enough money in this society where I could fly to any country I want to. But I don't know nothing about those countries. What I've seen as I grew up, generations of my family has been here. And the belief was that it's going to get better. You can't make something good again unless it was for one group of people. And people ought to be ashamed of themselves. He's still keeping up the same thing. It's not going to go backwards. You can't make America great again when only one portion of America was feeling great. You got to take it back to when you was hungry and starving, and somebody told you how to survive by, we're going to eat some corn and call it dressing, and some green beans and collard greens, hot water cornbread. We're gonna all survive. And then you get healthy and stuff. Next thing you know, you like that spirit comes out. I want to own this. I want to run things. You ever notice when people get a title, their whole personality changes? No, they was in them in the first place. They just didn't have a title. They want to be, they was an asshole already. You just didn't pay no attention to it because they didn't have a title. Once they got that title, they show all doubt that they are an asshole. Sometimes we have to look at it from, so what, you get tax break. A lot of people don't own their own company. I think that anybody, if I was a politician, one of the things I'd be like, anybody who makes under $100,000 in America should not have to pay no income taxes. You shouldn't have to pay no taxes. You should be able to use all of your gross money and pay your bills. We're still giving money out here to the government where 15% of it goes over to England or European, whichever department that is over that way. They want to cut Social Security where how many people who have died before they can get their Social Security? Where is their money? Somebody gave me a report, and I don't go with theories and stuff. I be wanting to see facts of it, that a lot of these politicians borrow off of that money and stuff and never have that payback date. You know, sometimes I've been feeling like, man, we've been hoodwinked. You know, you've been bamboozled. People losing their house, the dead ones, their family members die, and their loved ones is dead and gone. And now the people, when you're thinking that they was under what is it? The Social Security and healthcare and all that, all this money we've been paying for Medicare, and you paying, and you look on your check stub, and the more money I made, the more they took out for Medicare and all that. Then they had the nerve to say, these people, you can't be there. We got to take your house. Unless you got $250,000 just on a Thursday afternoon, you get a bill saying $250,000. Come on, why can't America help us pay this and stuff? Why don't we have free medical care anyway? Why do we have to keep paying for it? Like unemployment insurance. You keep paying unemployment insurance, huh? And then when you get unemployed, you got to go through rigmaroles of 2 to 3 weeks before you get your first check, and that's 1/3 of what your usual pay is. What you doing with my unemployment insurance? You ain't let me break down how much I want to give to you. I can save better on my own. I don't need you. Let me put some up. Let me not have to pay no more income taxes, because it's bad enough. I always got to pay sales taxes. I'm gonna go buy some groceries. I got to pay sales tax. I need a car. I'm gonna pay this expensive gas because all the gas taxes and stuff, all this, and then let it just be on that. You know, also, if you're in an apartment complex, you can't get your credit up because the apartment complexes do not report to the credit department every month. You ever notice that rentals, if you rent an apartment or a home, wherever you under a rental social agreement, you pay every month. And not one time do they report to the credit department that you are paying on time each month. When you buy a car, they report. Credit cards, they report. Even utilities, they report, but not rentals. But let you not pay your rent. They can then take you to court and offset your credit for 7 years. Now, if that doesn't seem like a monopoly on something, they don't report to the credit department every month like all the creditors do. They don't pay that. They don't report. But yet, when you don't pay your rent, they can have you in court, and it's called an eviction on your record, and it holds for 7 years. You know, what makes them different? Why is it that American people, you'll give me a car with a credit score of 520, which goes around, but you won't let a person own their own house and stuff because you got to have a credit score of a 580. Even the military, a lot of our veterans, I've read this thing and I've seen our veterans was going through where they had to have a 580. If all what you do in America, for America, putting your life on the line, 580 is what I need. Did you know that no credit is as bad as bad credit? Why are we based on the number and stuff? And then I had the nerves to hear people talk about, oh, they're cattle herding us during the COVID. Man, they cattle herd you when you first got a job or you was born. And so some people got your social security number right then. Usually it's supposed to start when you started working or started school. They gave you a social security number. You know, we think we know everything because you're going through Facebook or Instagram and stuff. You ain't even going and reading up about real philosophers. Go read. I read from Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy. Go read their books and stuff for real. Medical doctors and stuff. You know, American medicine is you know, we have our own ways, but a lot of times our practices does not go along with the way and standards of God, and that's for real. When other countries who has better people living longevity and everything do not practice the same way our medicines do. You know, we have a lot of dialysis machines, places where people go for dialysis instead of having the chance of just having a kidney removed or bypassed into your large and small intestine. You know, all that money they soak in to tell you that your kidneys are failing, when there's all types of operations that can put a mechanical kidney in, because you just need to make sure that the sugar is extracted from your blood and it goes into your bowels. Some people's pancreas doesn't work. So some people's kidneys doesn't work. It goes from sugar diabetes to where your kidneys, you keep going their medicines. I've seen it happen to several people I know and stuff, for real. Sometimes the military vets, they go to veteran hospitals. Well, when you got a lot of people who's been in wars and stuff like that, and it's bad when some of them don't get the medical needs that they want. Some of them get addicted to certain painkillers, stuff for them to deal with stuff mentally, you know, and that can be alarming to where you don't know fantasy from non-fantasy. Next thing you know, you just like, you know what, I want to end this torment, you know, this chaos that's in my mind and stuff, for real. And so we got to think. And then when they say in God we trust, you got to understand that there's the God I serve is God's a spirit. God is love, and he's a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And he gave me salvation through the ultimate sacrifice of his own son. And his son is alive forevermore. This is my belief. No, do I have the words correct? Do I have some people want to be correcting you about, well, his real name is Joshua and all that. Man, come on, man. God is wise enough and smart enough to know who I'm talking about and stuff, you know. And like the little girl who was lost. That man found her. She was in there just saying the ABCs. And he said, why are you saying ABCs? She said, well, I'm really praying, but I don't know how to pray. So I'm hoping that the Lord would take the letters that I'm saying and make it work. You know, that's faith. That's how you come. And so we so worried about about material things? Are we really worrying about how the world's going to be to our kids? We need to worry about as the world's going to be our kids, because if they're talking about cutting out Social Security for Generation X, then you better have something for your kids. That's on you. Don't stop waiting on the government. I can't understand why these people jeopardize their lives going through the Capitol to this day, jeopardizing their lives, going to prison for a built-up belief system, for real. Then there's one guy, he got into jail. He talking about he got to eat organic. Yeah, okay. You should have thought about these things before you took up their Viking horns on your head like you at an NFL game. You're gonna run up in that spot. And man don't know you from former President Donald Trump, didn't know you from Man on the Moon. And you're sitting up in jail hoping that he was gonna give you a pardon, when there's a whole bunch of other cats he could give a pardon to. You the least person. All former Donald Trump just had to say was, I ain't tell you to do that. For real. We so concentrated on this man's trial and stuff like that. Man, look, all I know is that America looks more hypocritical sometimes with the way these trials are going, mixing with politics and stuff. When your own brother or sister then called a case that wasn't really that money, you turned your nose on them. You don't give them no break. Your own brothers and sisters, I don't care what race you is, they done made a mistake, and you like, they are criminals to you. But as soon as I see my brother's coming in the house and stuff, he's in the house. What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's up, Roy?
You got it. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good, man. Had to turn my TV down. What's happening, baby?
Yeah, you got it, man. Just ninth season ending today. I told Richie probably pick up the 10th season around the middle of July. I said I would talk to the team about it and stuff, But yeah, today was ending the 9th season. It's really been 3 weeks ago. We should have ended it,
Wow.
But I wanted to be able to say, man, you know what? And everybody, look, Big Hank got once a month at the comedy spot where you had the roast at.
Yeah, where I did the show at. Yeah. Dude liked what he saw, and he said, man, he said, I can give you once a month up there. I said, man, let me get it there, man. Shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And I didn't say nothing to you. I wanted to wait for everybody to see the 12 episodes, right?
Yeah.
But we have 4 associate producers.
Okay.
On there. Okay. Rosie Littles, Starlet Evans, Ramonda Robinson, and Alicia Norman. It's been on there.
Okay.
She's been associate producer for many. When a associate producer helps the producer get there and make sure things is right and all that. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, she's been. I was going to wait, but when I seen that, I seen you on the Facebook. You said manager for a second. I was like, yeah, I've already put that on. It's been on my thing like that for 6 months now.
That's what's up, man.
Because it's anybody who helps the producer. And me and Big Hank has been producing the Roy Anthony Live show. And then, so, man, and I'm so hyped up. I've been working with these SRTs, but that's a whole different thing.
Right.
But it's us Americans doing it,
Okay.
And that's what the show was about today. It was like, you can't disqualify anything that Americans do. And other Americans got to recognize that, because Florida, Coco Gauff is telling people don't even deal with Florida.
Yeah.
You heard about the 5 majors is giving all the college students now money. Yeah. But what happened down in Florida, a lot of college students is trying to get away from going to Florida, right? So the University of Miami asked this one dude from high school, the top quarterback in the top 10 or something, black dude. They offered him $9.3 million. The University of Florida came and said, we'll give you $13.5 million. Okay. It'll take care of your family. They pushed the pitch to him and everything. So come signing day, they ain't heard from him. So they contacted the young dude and his family. What's going on? He said, man, y'all ain't gave us nothing. So the coach told him of University of Florida, you signed today, your dad's getting $1 million. So he signed. They didn't give him a dime.
Wow.
Didn't give him a dime. Wow. So now he's been in court to get, you know what I'm saying? That they lied, they wasting his time and all that.
Yeah.
Because now Florida is starting to suffer because of their laws down there about eliminating blacks out of history. They said that the food prices is going up. You got to work 3 jobs just to take care of a family of 2 down there.
Wow.
You know,
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I wanted to ask you, man, how you doing, bro? You know, how you holding up, man? How you holding up, man? I know you took a heavy loss, man, and I've been praying for you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
And I just want to know how you doing, man. How you doing mentally, bro?
You know, a lot with Top Food passing, man. You know, it made me look at, because he was the one who said to me when we last talked on the phone, he said, hey, man, when you going to shoot season 2 in the summer, right? And we was talking about season 2 of the stand-up comedy, right? And it just feel like, I almost feel like KRS-One, we never got to know Scott LaRock in the aptitude, but he made us aware of who Scott LaRock was. Yeah. And that's how I feel. But man, be honest with you, in the state of, I've been in a state of just depending on the Lord, to be honest with you, because nothing has been for me personally. You know, I've been moving my mother in the place that we were supposed to be moving to wasn't ready. So it was the most challenging thing I ever did, you know, where if it was just me, I could have just grabbed some bags, I'm gone.
Right.
But she had furniture, and it was, you know, so much furniture she had that I didn't lose one thing. Only things was what we want to leave, which was a bed frame that she had ordered, and I don't know why she ordered it, because you couldn't take it down and stuff. It was welded, like okay. But other than that, and that was her concern. Did she lose anything? Had she lost any of her possessions? No, you didn't.
Right.
People kept asking me and calling. Bro, I got a couple of calls where I was getting cussed out. And there was a time where I would have been like saying something back, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like it came with the territory. The more I try to do for the Lord, the more, you know. But other than that, to be honest with you, I've been very peaceful. You feel me?
Yeah.
The Lord ain't gonna put on me what I can bear. And if I'm gonna talk it on this podcast, I'm gonna walk it. And that's just how I felt, you know. I was feeling about you. How your health has been going? How you been doing?
I'm getting better, man. Going through these tests and trying to find out what it is, as you know, because I'm still not feeling myself. You know what I mean? I'm still not feeling myself. I can still feel whereas I'm not all the way back yet. But I just keep on putting it in God's hand, man. Get up every morning and keep on pushing, man. Keep putting it in God's hand. Keep a smile on my face, and keep telling everybody God bless you. You know what I mean? And get my prayer in when I get up in the morning, man. Me and my wife will get on our knees, man, and we do our thing. And I'm gonna still keep putting it in His hands, man. Like I said, man, I took a couple more tests, and so we're gonna find out what they say about that. So keep me in prayer, man.
Yeah, for sure, always, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder, you think it was something that a diet or something that, because some people I found that it can grow into where they are build up an allergic reaction to something that you eat?
Nah, it wasn't nothing. Wasn't my diet. Wasn't my diet or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but they checking my liver and shit like that. So we're gonna find out what's going on. See what's happening.
That's righteous, man. I make sure that always the prayers in the Lord will always work through our doctors. It tells us to cure each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. But I'm glad that you are not doing a lot more, because it seemed like for a little bit, man, you was putting your birthday show together. You got funerals, you taking care of the church. I saw you in a rap video. For real, man. James Brown would have been like, that's the hardest working man in Hollywood right there.
I don't know about that, man, but yeah, man. Sometimes you got a lot on your plate, man, and you want a break. You know what I mean? Sometimes you like, I think I need a little break. Need to take it easy a little bit. So I'm cutting back on some things, man. I'm just gonna chill for a month or two and try to get my shit right.
That's what I was saying, man. I was so loyal to do the podcast. You see, the lighting ain't even correct, right?
I see. Thought you was in the dark. I really said that he must be in the dark. He must be over there crying. He don't want nobody to see him crying.
No, not at all. That screen is behind me, and it's tattooed on my arm. Laugh now, then cry later. You feel me?
That's right.
But I feel like the Lord ain't gonna put on us nothing we can't.
More than we can handle. He ain't gonna put no more on you than you can handle.
Yeah, and at a time in my life, I used to probably took a little bit harder and tried to do a little bit more drastic things, or I would have tried to do some moves that I used to call penitentiary chances. You feel me?
Yeah.
But now,
That's you putting things in your own hand.
Exactly. And this time, I've been like, you know what, man? I just been blessed, and I want everyone to know. Look, because I would feel like when the devil always really attacks when God has a major blessing coming.
Yes.
And you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, let me withstand the storm without hating anybody, or I don't want nothing that's going to hold it up.
Man, Roy, let me tell you something. I'm gonna just tell you this, man. When I had the seizure, I almost bit my tongue off. Okay, I almost bit my tongue off. The tip of my tongue almost bit it off. And what I do know is that was the devil trying to stop me from, because everything I do, I always put God first and make sure that you know what I mean. And that's the devil. That's the devil, because he know I got something coming up, and whatever I do, whatever I got coming up, I'm gonna put God first. And he tried to take my tongue from me, man. He honestly tried to take my tongue from me, and I still can feel it that my tongue ain't working like it's supposed to work. So I'm gonna tell you this, man. That was the devil. Man, I ain't never had a seizure in my life, man. That was the devil. Made me bust my head and hit my head so hard that it caused me to have a seizure to try to bite my tongue off, man. I still got the slit. It's a slit right here on the side of my, and it's gonna be there for a reason. He gonna always let me remember that he tried to take my tongue from me, man.
Tried to silence you.
Tried to silence me, man. Hey, man, and then what you just said confirmed it. So I just want to tell you, man, I love you, man. I appreciate it.
Love you too, man. Because there was one time, because I almost gave up. You ever got to a point, and anybody was in, I almost gave up at a point. I've been moving all the stuff all the day and all that night. And I'm pulling this one big dresser up by myself from the downstairs. And I got in the middle of the stairs. My whole body is aching, man. I wanted to just let this stuff go. And I started saying, Lord, why did you got her going through this, right? Why you feel me? I mean, it hurts so bad, man. I want to just let this thing go. I couldn't go up them steps. It was like every step I had to go up. I'm talking about 13-7. I got like 6-7 steps. And I'm like, why are we taking us through this, right? And it got into the desperate second. I was like, tears came out my eyes. I was by myself. And I said, Lord, this is hard. It's not even my stuff. All of a sudden,
He said, "No, he mocked up."
I mean, for real, the selfish, the humanness in
Yeah.
me made me say, I'm doing this, I'm breaking my body. This ain't even me. You feel me? And the Lord said, and this is what tripped me out. How do you think I felt with the whole world on my shoulder?
Yeah.
I got one person's furniture and I'm having the blues, bro.
Yeah.
We say, be like Christ, and he say, carry your cross and follow me. You got boy, he knows who's going to do it. And I'm not lying, Big Hank, for a split second. I mean, tears came in my eyes. I said, Lord, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And so, why are you forsaking me?
Yeah.
Why I'm paying my tithes. What am I lacking? You feel me?
Yeah.
This ain't even my dresser. You feel And then all of a sudden, I realized, you feel me? And I ain't did nothing. I started even thinking, but after Jesus, you got people like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, how many Huey Newton in them? How many of them had more people they try? You feel me? People crying out. I love what you and Dr. Williams do, man. Every time I see the signs, I'm letting y'all know, because a lot of these churches, man, do not help their people. And dude was telling me how, I thought it was just me. One time I was going to church and I was paying my tithes. I was young. That's why I stopped. And it took for Big Hank, because I was an advocate against it. Because when I went to the church and asked them I needed some help, they told me, well, bro, we're going to pray for you. And then they told me that if they did it for me, they're going to do it for, they would have to do it for other people. And I'm like, isn't that what you stored in the barn for?
What the church is supposed to do, man.
Yeah. And they told me, look, and right then I was like, forget that. You feel me? Yeah. I got back in it with Big Hank because I see what they actually do with the funds. Big Hank never ever say, hey, I need more money. I need more money, all the stuff I do. No, that church floor is the best floor in Long Beach. I can walk into any place. You need to hire him at some of these fancy restaurants and stuff, because the way he has that floor doing, every time I go in there, I'll be thinking about that old movie, Singing in the Rain. I'll just be wanting to tap dance.
Yeah.
It look like one of them floors you just want to dance like, hey, for real.
Hey, what's the trip is when I first do it and I open the doors, you can see it shine. And people, when they get ready to come in the door, they get ready to step in. They say, is it wet? Is it wet?
Ooh,
they always ask me, is it wet? Is it wet?
That's the first I be thinking. And he just walks on through. He can't just walk on in. He already know what he did. Every time I step on that floor, I be feeling like I need to start tap dance. I'm not lying. Like, hey,
I take pride in it too, man. I really take pride in doing that for the church, man. I love doing that.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell. I have never heard nobody come to Hank and say, hey, man, why it looks like this, or why it looks like he walked down. He could run for city commissioner really in that area for real, because we found out that by former President Donald Trump, I found that you can be a felon and run for an office. You just can't vote for yourself. Because you can't vote.
But you can run.
You can run.
You can't vote. Right.
And then if you make office, guess what? You can exonerate yourself.
And call some of your homies to come work with you. Like, man, come on, I need a vice president. Check me out.
Exonerate them too.
Yes, sir.
For real. I've learned some stuff.
That's
but
what's
man,
up.
They said we can't vote. You can't vote. Doesn't mean all the other people around you can't vote.
That's right.
Man, it's the American way.
Yes, sir.
It's tough. They want to change all the voting and all this stuff. Okay. But man, you know what? I'm proud of being this journey. And like I said, when the devil is clowning, it's because, and I tell anybody this, that means he wants you to feel discouraged. He wants you to feel like there is no tomorrow. He wants you to feel that there's no point of going on from here. He wants you to die in your sins. You know, he wants that. Anything bad like that is for the demons. It's God who said, hey, look, it's just this easy. I always tell people it's just this easy. It's closer to you than your own mouth. I be saying, Lord, forgive me of my sins, come in my life and run it. And he's that soft answer. He don't make a lot of loud noise and like, they gonna talk to you like that? Who are they to do? What are they doing? And all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That soft voice would be like, hey, forgive them. Don't even worry about it. Matter of fact, take them a dinner. Big Hank seen the guy out there. He said, look, man, he ain't gonna give him stuff. Oh, I don't wear this, I don't wear that. He went and got stuff that he hadn't even wore and given. Because God said, I like a cheerful giver. Martin Luther King said, whatever you do, be the best you are. And Big Hank, you said something to me that's been raining, and then the Lord told me it's for you too. Big Hank goes into a little room and prayed when he's by himself. And when he prayed, so he came out, and God is not an author of confusion. He gives confirmations. So I was already wondering, all this work that I've been doing, is it going to get somewhere for us? And Big Hank came out, he called me. He don't never call people. Big Hank called me voluntarily. And was like, yo, man, look, bro. God said, you've been responsible over little, you're about to be able to rule over a lot. And I took it as truth, because God is not a man who can lie. No. He is not to be mocked. His word doesn't return to him like
void. His word doesn't return to him void.
Yes, it's like the raindrops that
comes through. It comes through.
Yeah, and I believe that.
It goes out there and does what it says it's gonna do.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what his word is. Yes, sir.
And I believe that and stuff, man. And before I go though, before we get off, I just want to show the trailer, which it is. The trailer is an official trailer. Nobody can understand because we've been working on it every day, more and more. It's been almost 3 months of full productions of what we've been doing.
Do you want that real stand-up comedy? Then watch Roy Anthony's weekly stand-up comedy show featuring comedians from all over the country, seasoned comics, up-and-coming comics, performing live in Los Angeles. Produced by Roy Anthony, Where's My Grill, Big Hank, Long Beach Players. Promoted by Navigator, Media One. Come on, USA, let's get our laugh on.
Somebody said, man, that stuff is a genius how y'all did that. And it was God with that timing. Because when I said Big Hank Norman, I had to look at it once it was done. I was like, wow, this show right there.
That's tight.
And then last words, bro, before we get up out of here.
Roy Anthony, man, you my dude, man. You my mentor, man. I love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. God got your back. You hear me? God got our back. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm proud of you. Keep living life like God is watching, because he is.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Yes, man. Thank you. And like I said, man, I jump off of what you can't say. Got much love for him, respect. You'll be seeing a lot more some stuff going on with us. And just want to bring it real quick, Big Hank. Some of these comics I've been seeing like on Tubi and stuff, like the guy Godfrey, right? But what happened is I've been researching what stand-up comedy shows is out there viewing, and on Freevee, I seen this 3-season comedy thing where they was doing, each episode was only 14 minutes, 2 comics, right? And I seen Godfrey and them that was on there, and it was from a comedy fest,
right?
And I don't know if it was Canada or whatever, but they was there for 3 days, and so they was capturing different ones already, you know what I'm saying? And they chopped it up. I'm like, our stuff is unique. Our stuff is seasoned, upcoming comedians, all races, all coming through different parts of Los Angeles. And so you even got a segment where you talk about it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so, but anyway, man, I just want to bring that up. God is making a way. We're going to start season 10 probably in the middle of July. I'm going to talk with the team, everyone. Today is the end of season 9 of the Roy Anthony Show podcast with my co-star Big Hank Norman and Cynthia Joy Towner. And
9 seasons, man. We've been together 9 seasons. Yeah,
9 seasons. If
wow.
they go on YouTube, it's over 280 episodes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I said. Man, that's the testimony. I see your hats. That's a testimony.
That's what it is. Definitely.
Loyalty. 9 seasons, bro.
Wow, man.
So,
wow.
And so
never would have thought.
Talk with the team and we'll figure out season 10. But those you can always go on YouTube and look at us. But hey, God bless everyone. Smile. I love you. God loves you more.
Keep me posted, Roy, on the show, man. When you getting our 100,000, man, let me know when we're getting our 100,000.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro. Things gonna be more. I think it's gonna be Ephesians 3:20. More than we can expect. Okay, God bless, big bro.
Much love, man. Much love.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony and
Every
Friends Show.
Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all
Hey.
tap